Dota2 are fairly even on this draft, which is a really good sign because we are looking forward to having another exciting match, which hopefully will happen with ODPixel and Fogged.
Yes, thanks you. Game 3 between these two teams. And again, what a couple of drafts we get. We get the maybe Invoker. The crowd, of course, went absolutely crazy for this pick, as they did for his SF in Game 1. And hey, it worked out very well in Game 1. So let's see how he can do.
Looking at his last few performances, just because I haven't seen him play the Invoker, and I thought it had been almost a year. And it's been 7 months. Last performance, he went 4-13 on the Invoker. It's been a while, though. But we're all excited to see this, of course. I mean, we can hear the crowd right now going crazy.
No one there with the Na'Vi chant. And recognition for his CIS brothers.
Bit of a greedy draft coming out from LGD, though. They're going to have to make a lot of space.
Yeah.
PL and Invoker, both heroes that want to be able to farm a bit before they want to take these fights. And VP, I'm looking at theirs. The Sven and Tinker, sure, they are also a bit greedy, but the Night Stalker and Skywrath are going to enable them to be able to put pressure on, and the Bane. I mean, it's a solo Bane, right? So they are already moving that Ramses toward bottom, doing that same thing that we talked about over and over again, trying to dodge the pressure lane.
Already the fight around the room beginning. Chalice getting himself in position to try and claim it, but Pasha will be the one to take the top one. Should lead VP in a good position to get, in fact, okay, just the 3. Let's take 3 of the 4. Getting advantage on the runes.
Oh, no one missed his block.
Oh.
So that would be a lane advantage for Somnus. It might go. It's under tower though. So
yeah, that does sort of mess up the momentum.
Yeah, usually you see them try to double up the wave if that's the case, and he's going to pull it even more into the tower to do so.
So out of these side lanes, who do you sort of see suffering the most? Is it this bottom lane for PSG LGD where pressure's really going to be on for Ame?
No, he should be able to farm. It's just, I mean, Sven is not really the greatest laner. It's just going to be Skywrath trying to secure the lane. It looks like it should be pretty even. I think the top lane, the Venge and the Beastmaster. Beastmaster can always just apply so much pressure, but they have to do it before that nighttime, and Bane can counteract a lot of that one, so really even coming up from both sides. And I mean, solo starting items, we've seen him do this before. The triple mango, the really early magic stick too, because they know that X-Nova is going to go for this wave of terror because he did it last time, and those axes are going to get spammed. So they're just trying to max up on that regen up top. But I think the side lanes, you're saying which one most to suffer? I think I'm going to say that Somnus is going to be the one that's going to suffer the most in the mid lane as Invoker. Can be a pretty tough matchup. It helps a little bit now that, you know, that change with your Invoke mana cost being 0. You can always have that Force Spirit to assist you with those last hits. It's going to be very important.
One lane. Ramses and Roger getting aggressive onto FY and Ame.
Both team using the glyph. Try to counteract that dive.
Playing solo, trying to get involved with the side pull. Will be a bit of a go onto him. He's
had a lot of stick charges.
The trees. Chalice turns with the axes. In fact, mid lane, no one gets a solo kill onto Somnus.
And top now too. Solo gets the turn. They get X-Nova. But yeah, I mean, this mid lane, it's not a fun matchup for the Invoker.
And no one with the aggressive tip as well.
Yeah. And oh, Ramsey's even tipping his buddy. Trying to get in their heads nice and early on.
Invisibility.
Be careful, Somnus. Burst not to be understated. No one has.
Level 4 makes it even more of a threat. Step up. And with that first blood, you're going to have those boots early on the Tinker too. You can throw that extra harassment onto the Invoker. Top gets left alone for a bit.
The setup again to sort of block Chalice in Chalice. Just go straight for the TP out, but he won't quite make it. The damage there just in time. It looked like he was out of there.
Yeah.
That was actually very close.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. Solo gets body blocked for a second, knows that X-Nova is now invis. So X-Nova tried to make an invis play on the mid lane to help Somnus, but ends up sacrificing his Beastmaster. Strike gets that last hit.
There we go, efficiency.
Starting to slightly catch back up here in the mid lane, but still under the gun here by no one.
Bottom lane, Ame, of course, farming just that little bit better than Ramses in this dual lane.
They're hunting for kills mostly, FY. Has stick charges too. Boom! Doesn't use them.
Oh, okay. I mean, Ame may get the kill in return onto Roger, but Roger has got the war cry from Sven.
And he's got stick charges too.
And Arme, he's not going to be able to chase this. He's got to sort of back up himself, pop his own stick. This bottom lane. Yes, GLGD. Beautiful angle from FY. Does get the shot off, and in fact with the shackle, Ramsey's able to sort of tease with him, keeping away from the creeps. A little bit of back and forth on this bottom lane. Ramsey's will pop the mango, ready with another stun if necessary.
He's not farming well though on Sven. Buys a salve, stuns the creep, trying to push them away. Gets shackled.
The shack, FY. He needs one more touch. The Sunstrike not even necessary. PSG LGD. As soon as they sort of lose FY in that bottom lane, in a bit of a weird situation, Arme is being chased. They've got the ward down for the vision to get the damage through. Roger does claim Arme's life at the same time towards mid. Chalice and Xnova. They're on the move.
They double abandon top to help this Invoker. And now the lane swaps are happening. Ramsey's, like we said, suffering bottom, had no items pretty much, had just a salve plus those starting items. Needs to try to get some lane.
There we go, no one. He's moving in aggressive. So LGD, they've got Xnova and Chalice ready to punish this as they come in to block him off. They've got the cold snap down onto him and no one pops the Fairy Fire, will not save him. They get the kill. Pasha has come in with the TP rotation, looking for Xnova in return. In fact, Solo's there as well. Got the Nightmare down. Punching into him. Can VP try and get something else out of this? They've got the slow onto Somnus. Brain Sap as well. Somnus, he loses his life too. Pasha claiming the double kill. So despite VP losing no one's Tinker mid, Pasha is there ready with the counterplay.
Sidesteps the power shot.
Back in mid,
Chalice. Gets killed.
Another one for no one.
The power of this nighttime, those rotations, and Ramsey's joins the fray. He's just wanting to keep switching lanes. This Sven.
He's up and down the map. I mean, it's all in all as a sort of a general effort. It's paying off for VP. Look at this, 5.5 minutes in, 8 for 3, already at a 3,000 gold net worth lead.
And this is, I'm still kind of sad for Ram. It's watching him walk across the whole map. Right after TPing top, instantly the PL TP's up there, and he's like, I don't want to lane versus PL. I want to lane versus Beastmaster and the Venge right now because they have that minus armor. My Warcry is great down here.
On him, and they could go. They've got the slow with the concussive on to Chalice, and Chalice, the pop stick charges will not be enough to keep him safe though, surely, as the damage still flies through, and that final stun will do it. Ramsey's with the snipe.
He needed to get that last hit kill because he's suffering on the net worth. His Skywrath is a decent amount above him.
Top Arme. Trying to move in onto Solo, but he's been silent. They do have the Sunstrike for Somnus. Down onto Solo, makes the connection. Arme desperately trying to find that final touch to finish off the kill with Solo. With the Nightmares making it hard for Arme. They do still find him. But Arme took a lot of damage in response for that.
Pasha nuked the illusion there. And that was the real PL. Get that kill. They do punch back. But VP still farming very well on that Night Stalker as well as Tinker.
Roger tried to come in with a wraparound onto Somnus, but Xnova was ready in the trees to protect Somnus from any sort of gank rotation coming out from supports of Virtus Pro. And he will do so, forcing Roger back away from that play.
They're going to have to find a way for Ramses to get back in this one, because he's still suffering, but the Tinker is going to be able to make space, having pretty early boots and travel at this rate. And they can always, Sven can catch back up through stacks. And there's a hefty one down in the bottom side.
Top Solo getting chased down by FY. Pasha is going to come forward. We'll be able to get the silence and Void onto Solo. Sorry, onto the FY Wind Ranger, trying to slow him down, but Arme will chase forward. Arme finishes off Solo down on the bottom lane. Same time, Ramsey's looking towards Chalice. Him and Roger throwing out a lot of bursts, but there's the counterplay. Magic Missile. Sunstrike's going to be off the mark, though. May not matter, though, because LGD, they've got Arme TPing in, picking up a second, looking towards Ramses as well. He'll pop the Warcry, trying to run. Arme, he's glancing up, trying to get the mana for the Spirit Lance. Doesn't even need it, because Chalice will cut through the trees and find Ramses as well.
Crazy amount of rotations. Arme was just top. Now he's bottom. Where's Ramses going to go this time? He's got the treads finished up at least, level 5-2.
I mean, where does he want to do? He's trying to force the Beastmaster, but he doesn't want to go against the PL, is that?
Yeah, he wants to avoid the pressure from the Wind Ranger and the PL. FY, almost level 6 on this Wind Ranger too, getting a lot of space because of those, TP rotations. Like, Ame's been responding to a lot. But like we said, this no one Tinker still farming incredibly well. Both him and Pasha, top of that net worth.
Yeah, we saw Pasha get a hell of a lot done in that first time.
Yep.
But it is the daytime now, so potential bit of rest for PSG LGD in terms of worrying about Pasha's move.
He's got darkness available though, so they could look to make a play pretty soon. They're giving Solo the mid lane, while no one's gonna just jungle, so they can get those level 6 on their supports relatively early on. Pasha's just, I mean, he's a Night Stalker. It's his job to just run around and try to make space for Ramsey to catch back up, who's now gone to the jungle.
As you say, with the darkness. Looking towards Chalice. Chalice got a lot of backup, though. So this isn't going to be a sort of a play that Pasha's going to get a kill necessarily out of, but it really is just sort of creating this distraction, creating this constant focus that the PSG and LGD are having to be wary of.
Exactly. Continuing to be very annoying. This bottom stack, VP's going to want to try to steal this one. LGD doesn't really have the greatest way to steal. It's like axes is the best way, and the power shot.
Well, look towards Pasha. Pasha get himself over the cliff for the Hunter of the Night. Just allowing Project by his side. Chalice.
He's hunting.
He is looking to see if he can find no one.
Gets a ward down, because he knows that this area is going to be incredibly important for VP. Just watching those Ancients, watching the neutrals as well.
Solo knows they had that observer ward down on the low ground, so they saw Chalice walk up. And Chalice actually...
He juked him.
He did juke him there, moving around that tree line. Solo will not spot him the first time he sweeps past. And in fact, Chalice looks like he'll actually get out of there.
Oh, instant D-ward, though. Solo finds that one.
Yeah.
Common ward spot.
And Solo, he still knows where he's gone. He's found him. He knows where he is. Nightmare's going to be there. TP's coming through as well. Chalice, it was not a successful journey to him, all down to having that dire observer ward at that entry point to their jungle.
Oh, look at that. They used the glyph so that the Chaos Meteor doesn't farm the mid creep wave. Just really not wanting this Invoker to try to get any space to catch back up. Why? Level 7.
Go for the Shackle power shot. Again, these stun strikes. The Shackle doesn't connect, or even with the Magic Missile, it's sort of these stuns that Somnus has got to be prepared to sort of predict where the heroes are going to head to afterwards.
Yeah.
Because these on-target ones are never really going to get away unless the Shackle shot connects.
Yeah, once they've got the level like 3 and 4 Magic Missile on the bench, it makes it a little bit easier, but the early levels, it's very difficult. You have to click the Sunstrike like, as the projectile's in midair. Shackle shot can work pretty well though if it does latch. But that's what the panel was talking about. They only really have Roar to set up those Sunstrikes in a great manner. And I believe that is the Butcher Travels finished for no one, so he can start applying pressure to those lanes and just allow Ramses to sit in the jungle and farm and catch back up as this Sven, which he desperately needs to do.
Solo is over the setup onto Chalice.
Oh, the slow does not connect though. Roger got fogged for a second.
Oh, Chalice is ready to turn. He's got backup coming in, and there we have the Roar into the Sunstrike. That'll be an easy setup as Roger getting bursted down low. Chalice chases him, FY finishes him. Power shot from the Wind Ranger.
By securing lots of kills. Level 7 phase boots, 3, 1, and 2.
Middle tower is under fire.
But VP this time around. In the last game, they got pressured a lot. They couldn't get the wards down early. Like you mentioned, them getting those early wards down have really helped them to watch the movements coming out from PSG LGD. Pasha gets the deny on the bottom tower too. And that gold. Somnus doing level 9 on the Invoker. Still trying to recover. Trying to find the Tinker.
Mike's Nova to get the vision out, and with the Magic Missile, Power Shot, Sunstrike, Cold Snap, they got it! Wave of Terror into the trees there, getting that vision onto him, TPing in. They will lose FY for it, but they'll certainly take that trade. As at the moment, no one's Tinker is getting out of control. He had that really good start, that fantastic lane. They want to punish him.
And Somnus is the one who gets the last hit. Very important. Back up in this game. Ramses, though, gets a lot of space from all this. Now level 9, close to that Mask of Madness. And they've got a couple Ancient stacks.
On the side, the wraparound, Pasha. In straight away onto Chalice, Solo. He's got the Fiend's Grip as well onto Somnus. They're looking for both targets, and they will get them. Double kill for Ramses. His buyback comes out straight away from Chalice. He's got a Roar, and he wants to use it. If FY can chase down, they pop the smoke trying to get out of there, but they're too close. It gets dispelled straight away. On Solo and Pasha, Ramses will be safe for now. He's got no one coming in. Maybe they can look to continue this fight. They can find some sort of a setup, but the Roar comes out from Chalice. He's got the lockdown onto Ramses. Ramses gets the stun off the Beastmaster, pops the God Strength as well, trying to heal himself back up, but the right clicks from FY come through. If they get a double kill for FY, he does fall. Overall, it is going to be 4 falling for PSG LGD. No one getting a double kill. Pasha still looking to continue the chase onto this Vengeful Spirit, and with the rockets flying through, he'll let no one claim the kill. Triple kill for no one.
Somnus walks in.
He's gone. Ancient Seal and a quick nuke from the Void from the Night Stalker.
Oh, the tips are definitely going to come out now.
Absolutely for that play.
That's 6 kills they pretty much got, because that was a Beastmaster buyback in that fight too.
Goal.
Look at the Beastmaster's net worth. Chalice is bottom 3. And he is he is incredibly important in this game. You know, we're mentioning the Invoker and PL, these two heroes, they want to have space to farm it. Beastmaster is the one to apply the pressure and try to make the space for them, and he is so shut down now in this game.
Bottom.
I mean, Roger, again, is creeping toward it, the Invoker's network, too.
He's in trouble. They've got the correct target. There's the silence from Pasha to easily have the setup. He will not survive. Roger getting that last bit of damage through. It's Roger now dominating.
It's a 5k lead already, though, and they've got these ancient stacks. For Ramses to catch back up, he's got the God Strength, he's got Mask of Madness. He's completely back in this game. The Invoker and the Beastmaster are just suffering so much.
They really are. Roger with higher net worth than Somnus's Invoker.
Yeah.
This is definitely not what the crowd were cheering for at the start. Somnus has got a lot of ways to go to recover in this game.
I mean, Pasha so far in this game has been phenomenal. 4, 0, and 10. And he's involved in 14 of the 10 kills. He is non-stop just looking for moves to make the space for his Sven.
Somnus walking in.
Rough start.
But this ward, it sees everything. They've got the easy vision.
I mean, the damage coming out from Skyrat, the amplification just is absurd.
Somnus understandably frustrated with himself there.
Pasha.
The Raw. Chalice. Nightmare comes out, won't be there to save him for the Sunstrike. Shackle shot from FY holds him down, so they should be able to find Pasha. He's pretty speedy. There's the swap to secure the kill. They get one, the rest of VP will be able to retreat.
Finally able to punish Pasha, who has a Vanguard already. 1700 HP on this Night Stalker. They have to commit everything to kill this man. And that allows this Sven to just have that recovery. Almost level 12. He's back. Top 2 net worth.
On lane there for the vision. Oh no, one power shots there. Cold Snap as well, but he's a little too far away to continue. Somnus turns. With Tornado to slow down Roger, but the Mystic Flare, Roger with the prediction. We saw it game 2.
I mean, he's definitely feeling himself on this Skyrat. 7, 3, and 4.
Oh my
Almost has
goodness.
an Atos finished, level 11. Give this man another Mercedes.
7, 3, 4. This game is just getting infinitely harder for LGD. I mean, what is their best sort of move? It really feels they can barely sort of leave their half of the map at the moment.
I mean, they have to just try to make plays with the Venge, the Wind Ranger, and the Beastmaster just constantly looking for pickoffs. Try to catch back up through Sunstrikes while making space for Ame. And mostly during the daytime, too. Playing into that nighttime can be a bit difficult.
There was
Nova. The missile. Should be enough. The smoke to disjoint it. Nice play, but
Roger, look who's there. Fiend's Grip as well, holding down another. Chalice is gone.
And again, it's Darkness now available. Pasha is on the chase.
In towards FY and Somnus, the two of them desperately trying to get back behind that tier 2 tower. They will do so.
They have to be running as 3-man units. They need the Wind Ranger when they have the Venge and the Beastmaster. Even in that situation, though, VP, they outnumbered them. They know that this PL and Invoker, they can't show up into these fights right now. Maybe now Ame can start to show up, though. Has the Diffusal Blade finished up? They need to do something to catch Somnus back up in this game. 2, 5, and 3 on the Invoker.
D-Ward there off the back of VP's aggressive movement there as they place down towards the top.
Axnova is just having to buy non-stop sentries to try to control the map because they're just getting ran over right now. Here comes the smoke. They're involving the PL in this one.
It was spotted though, that last sort of few moments of that Dire Observer ward giving the vision that VP needed to know that this play is coming in.
Solo might just walk in to try to tank the gank.
He's thinking about doing it.
Nah, he's just trying to get a high ground so he can at least get some vision before it happens, but more than likely it will be him dying.
Yeah. He'll offer himself up, accept his fate.
Could give the Sunstrike kill also to maybe. The Blink Dagger now finished up on FY.
They've got that set up.
Yeah, they've got better ways to actually start the fight because, I mean, Chalice is bottom 3 net worth. It's really going to be up to FY to get that gap close for them to set up those roars. And Ramses has just been quietly farming during all of this. All the pressure that's coming out from Pasha as well as Skyrat.
One of them want to try and fight him. They've got the Raw into the meatball. Jump forward from FY with the shackle shot. But the fourth, and they should have the damage to bring him down. Ramses popped the God Strength, tried to turn a punch against Chalice, but he won't be able to get anything in return. The Rockets, the Void, that will do it though. Pasha able to at least find the trade. They've got the Mystic Flare as well from Roger as he comes in with the wraparound. Now X-Nova and Somnus, they're hiding. What do they do in this sort of situation? Somnus, he's got the Invis. Do not have detection by the looks of it. Solo is coming across. They can find X-Nova, but Somnus will be able to get himself away. Still though, VP, sure they lose Ramses, but finding 3 heroes for it, finding a tower as well. These are still not the trades that PSG LGD need to swing this game back in their favor.
No, definitely not. I mean, they're very lucky to not be losing their Invoker there, because no reveal. Very rare to see that coming out from Solo, who's not really had the most chances to get that gold. Instantly queues up a Dust after that, of course. Probably telling Pasha to maybe buy some as well. Pasha will be going for that Aghanims. You know, he's got the Tinker on his team. You want to be able to just control map, get vision inside of those fights, just run in, which is what, I mean, he's going to be able to do. He's 2200 HP on this Night Stalker.
Going to be quite some force running at them.
Yep.
5-1 and 14. He really has been having a fantastic time.
Just non-stop. And they've got this nighttime still too, so they're still looking to make these plays constantly. More and more space for no one to farm, as well as Ramses.
Actually on the hunt in this last few moments of the darkness, but now the nighttime's back in. You find the setup onto Pasha there with the Sunstrike. They should have a good shot at taking him down with the illusion, but no Pasha. Able to keep his distance for now. He runs himself away. Roger comes in, bursts down X-Nova. Chalice thinking about going in with the Raw there, but holds off on it. Doesn't want to commit. They're a man down, PSG LGD, and they don't want to continue fighting.
It's just, you know, these little things really adding up just because of how much Pasha's been able to do. Just able to live with that sliver of HP because he's got a Vanguard, he's got level 14 as well.
Now the least there as well, we saw him, Chalice, just being able to spook out the God Strength from Ramsey, so they'll at least stop VP looking to make a play for it for about a minute or so. Sort of eliminates the threat of maybe Roshan being taken whilst they were without X-Nova. Full Crimson Guard. Pasha.
Well, PL's going to take one.
Radiant has reinforced their structures. Radiant's
no one just keeps applying pressure to all 3 lanes, trying to make sure he doesn't get picked off. Well, yeah, Ramses still farms up. And now they're getting on the aggressive, though. Trying to get some deep wards down. Solo invading. Trying to look for a different ward spot here. Ooh, he gets a base ward this early on. The Atos on Roger too. They have a lot of ways to set up for these kills on the side of VP. Just still trying to recover. Somnus almost has the Aghanims finished up on the Invoker at least.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He is going to need to pull out
Dire's top tower isn't well
quite some combos.
Oh yeah.
Still under leveled. Level 13 on Somnus at the moment.
Level 12 on Chalice. 1, 8, and 8 on the Beastmaster. Bottom 3 network.
God Strength back up. Ramses pops it in order to claim another tower.
All the VP there to protect.
Pasha finding a bit of an opening. They try and lean forward. F5 gets a lovely angle with the shackle. On the side though, Solo goes to the grip. The swap will be there, but that's only going to put the Venge in trouble as well, as both Chalice and X-Nova will fall. Coming just a little too close to that tier 2 tower. And now the Boar in trouble as well. No mercy from VP.
It's an Alpha Wolf.
Alpha Wolf spores, they all look the same.
Yeah, I mean, whenever it's VP setting up on towers like that during nighttime too, they just set down the March. And LGD, if they run into March, the fight's going to be a total disaster for them. Pasha? How much health was on that courier? It gets it anyway.
He does get it anyway, and he's out. An easy courier there for Pasha.
And I don't know if they saw, but that was a Shadow Blade picked up on Ame. So they're probably going to have reveal on most of their heroes anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Try to set up for that Invoker.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Aghanims picked up on no one too.
Oh my
so the team
goodness.
fight, I mean, VP's just going to look to just take fights over and over again now. Not like they haven't been during this entire time. But.
Xnova will be able to get a bit of a D ward.
Yeah, they got 2. They got the base ward as well as that one. Look at all, I mean, all the sentries on the map. We were talking about Xnova's net worth. He's really just been trying his best to control that vision that comes out from the aggression that VP is able to do with this Night Stalker. Scan comes out near the Roche. They throw Sunstrike to make sure. Ramses will go for that BKB. Involved in the fights. Yeah, BKB blink. The standard Sven, even though we don't see him too often anymore. Pasha, as we were saying, you know, that Crimson Guard finish and then going into that Aghanims just for that vision control versus the Beastmaster, and as well to give that Tinker all the options in those team fights. A siege. Top tower. God Strength is going to be wearing off soon, so they do back up. Ame's acting a bit like a hunter here with the Shadow Blade, trying to look for some plays. So though, all these lanes, of course, you know, you're playing versus a Tinker. You don't have the greatest ways to catch him because of the deficit that you've been after that early game. So your lanes are always going to be pushed in onto your side. It's going to be very hard for LGD to actually look and make those plays. Another D ward though. FY finding the far left ward with that sentry.
Every coin helps.
You hear the crowd trying to pep up their team a bit.
Give a bit of energy to PSG LGD. As
they need it.
The Somnus Invoker has been punished very hard this game.
Okay.
Over in the lane.
Make the way into the pit here.
Ooh. Did they get away with this?
It is. They've got the darkness, and VP, they are heading toward that pit right now.
They are, and the PSG LGD are backing out.
They're trying to get the wraparound position here. Ame taking this high ground here on the left side. Not a good place to fight, though, for PSG LGD versus this Tinker and all this vision advantage that VP should have in the fights with this nighttime Night Stalker.
BKB on Ramses as well.
Yeah, it's finished already.
Rendering sort of Somnus's offerings to the fight pretty much useless.
Solo in the front lines. Sees LGD.
Pasha comes in immediately with the silence onto Chalice. Xnova's there with the swap out to try and save Chalice, but Xnova, it will cost him his life. Arme with the Shadow Blade trying to run into the center of it all, but they've lost 2 on PSG LGD. They've lost 3. FY falls as well. Arme has to run himself away as Ramses there with the chase down. The silence out from Pasha. 4 dead on PSG LGD. They just cannot take a fight at all. Ramses gets a triple kill. Him and no one are just so far ahead of any other core in the game right now.
And Roger that was godlike for the Skywrath in that fight too. But as soon as, I mean, you see Solo, he was expecting it. He's like, please go on me. Standing in the front lines there, allows his team to get everything off. Ramses pops the BKB, and from there, LGD has no way to pierce through this. The Warcry gets popped, the BKB as well. They don't have the damage to deal with this, especially not at this deficit. It's a 15k gold lead with the Tinker sitting in the back lines.
And look who they've found. Xnova as well, another one for VP to get off the back of a very successful team fight. And a Roche taking, as we'll see here again. PSG actually, they were coming in, they did have sort of a favorable position at the start, but they just don't have the firepower compared to VP. I mean, with the difference in items.
Look at Somnus in the back on the far left of this fight. He sees the BKB from Ramses and he's like, I am not going anywhere near that. Crimson Guard plus a BKB, we have no way to go through all of this mitigation.
Nah, he's already on his way back to base.
Yeah. Now the blink is finished up for Sven too, so they've got another way to jump in and start the fight, and that LGD looked
awful bad for
very
poor
down.
Xnova. Game, it's not over yet. High ground defense could be something for PSG LGD. A good raw combo from Somnus, the Invoker, and then having Arme focus down on one target. Could allow them to break them apart piece by piece, but it's a bit of a pipe dream in this game so far. Just because I mean, BP's got this full map control. They're gonna have the Aghanims pretty much done now on Night Stalker 2, and if they get they're gonna get Aghanims, they're gonna get a gem, and then they're just gonna full control the map, and it's gonna be really hard for PSG LGD to actually get any gold after that. They have to try to win fights, but at this moment in time, they cannot take fights unless they get some miraculous catch onto the Tinker in the backlines. But even then, I mean, Ramses is a formidable force now. Pretty much tied net worth as this Tinker.
Dire's top tower is not on top of things.
The game sort of calming down. It really is just up to the VP when they want to next take a fight. It's unlikely that PSG LGD are going to look to make any plays themselves.
Yeah, I mean, versus the Aegis Tinker too. It's
Yeah.
You might get a kill, but you're probably going to lose your whole team after getting that kill. Chalice.
They come. I'll get a free catch onto Chalice. He's out alone.
1 and 11. After the first performance in the first game, that Beastmaster, he was impeccable. This game just getting ran down, getting caught off by VP's aggression. And they're not stopping X-Nova.
No, they found X-Nova. Another easy calculated kill for VP as they just sweep across the map. I mean, just in duos now, 2 of them at a time, they can take down anyone that they want.
And this, I mean, they've got like full map control. The Aghanims from the Night Stalker just allows you to run right through.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
They're even going to look to threaten high ground. They can just blanket the area with March of Machines as Ramsey just walks up on that high ground with Pasha. Look at Pasha, he's just all the way positioned in the front lines.
Well, strength is out. FY tries for a shackle, won't latch. And look for the tornado. Does manage to catch onto Roger, goes for a Sunstrike as well onto him on the back lines. Jump down a little bit, but indeed Ramses is just straight in and on top of Chalice. Another death for the Beastmaster as Chalice buys back straight away, but they've lost the tier 3 tower. VP looking to be in fantastic form to get themselves that spot in the grand finals against Liquid.
I mean, this game, they're really showing no mercy. The siege play.
The spam starts to come out.
Yeah, from that vision, that's why you see Pasha positioning himself so far in that front line so that the missiles just keep coming out. A minute and a half until daytime. Pasha still does have the darkness available too. Chalice did just buy back. He has to be careful with his positioning. They really need this roar to be perfect for them. 45 seconds until that Aegis hits.
There's the opening. They try and go in with the roar, but straight away, Nightmare coming down as well in defense. And VP just move forward. They crush X-Nova, they crush FY, they crush Armek.
He just gets Atos and gets ulted.
And he has to buy back. But there's 2 dead. X-Nova and FY without buyback available. Ramsey's just jumping in up to the tier 4s. He has been cold snapped. Deafening Blast comes out as well. Pushing him back temporarily, but Armek just gets bursted down solo. He tried to get back towards the base. He will survive. But him and Somnus on minimal HP.
Nice. They're just, look at that. They're sitting right outside the fountain. 24k gold lead. Pasha got swapped in, but this is a 3,500 health Night Stalker.
My goodness. Going for a Sunstrike. Does manage to hit him.
Stops that Aegis regeneration.
That's something. But overall, it's a 24,000 lead. The base.
I mean, the experience is also 25k. Samus, though.
Oh, it's a nice combo.
He tries, but...
Tries, jeez. I mean, it's hard.
It is.
The position he's in.
They're so
falling
tanky.
Behind on the Invoker.
I mean, it's 14 to 40. It's just been VP playing non-stop aggression. Not allowing this PL or Invoker pretty much any space in this game.
Maybe LGD sort of unable to recover after the game 2. Maybe as a team that sort of loss, arguably game 2 being a match that they could have very well have sealed the victory.
They will get a kill on solo though, at least. Look at that gold, 514 on the 5 support. But Roger strikes back.
Finds FY out alone.
Beyond godlike Skywrath.
Chalice.
Chalice comes in.
Is that the roar? Those scepters there for Roger, and Roger's got back. Ramses comes forward. X-Nova's there. He will swap to save Chalice, but it costs X-Nova his life, and no one's there to finish off Chalice as well.
And he's got a Hex on the Tinker already, too. Oh my goodness.
And into the base they go, VP once again looking for another set of barracks with 3 dead on PSG LGD. Very little that they can do. Arme Coming forward towards the mid lane, though, the Invoker Somnus, he's in trouble. He just gets jumped on. He can't even get back to his own base. Has to buy back. The BKB being popped by Ramses as he's ready to just commit on forward. Jumps in, looks to have the control on Zame. Zame's down for 90 seconds. They've also managed to surround FY as there is no wind running back to safety as he'll fall as well. VP.
I mean, it's got to be GG at this point. 30k deficit. Ame's dead. They got no buybacks. VP going for that final Rax.
And looking absolutely ruthless this game. VP.
46 to 15.
As sort of the panel mentioned, Solo in an interview said, Sven, we're not that sort of team. They only pull it out when they want to be incredibly brutal. And this game, it certainly has looked like that. Not a chance at all for PSG LGD here as they just lose Somnus once again as he is out of the game.
He just DCs.
A rage quit from Somnus. It looks like he may have watched a few too many Bulldog streams because I don't know where that Invoker play was coming from anywhere else. As he's out. They've broken him. VP have absolutely crushed PSG in that game. The crowd is speechless. And that's your finals. VP, they've made it there and absolutely deserve it. This grand finals now. VP moving on to play against Team Liquid in the best of 5.